It's gonna save you years of disappointment and years of therapy. You're welcome.
Yep.
Isn't that right, Santa baby?
American Horror Stories takes on influencer culture in its 4th episode, so let's break it all down and find out just what happened. What's going on, you lovely people? Lisa here, and it is time to talk about another episode of American Horror Stories. This episode, or story, whatever you want to call it, is titled The Naughty List, and it has a bit of a different feel from the previous 3 episodes. This episode has a bit more humor mixed in, but that could also just be because it's making fun of influencers and the stupid crap that they do just to get likes. You know, kind of those Logan Paul, Hype House, David Dobrik, Jake Paul types. Now, there's still some horror and gore in there, but it has a bit more of a Black Mirror feel. I think I saw Variety say that, and I agree with that. I also have never mentioned, but I should mention that I love the opening credits for all of these individual stories, how they're different for each episode. It's a lot of fun. But you don't care about that, so let's dive into the events of this episode. This episode revolves around the Bro House, an annoying YouTube house made up of 4 douchebags ranging from ages 25 to 28. There's Zin, who's like the leader, there's Wyatt, James, and then Barry, who's basically the tech guy, which is code for being the not-so-hot one that they shove behind the scenes. But he's basically the heart of the group and has the ideas. You know, the smart one. Now, the bros are played by Nico Greetham from Power Rangers Ninja Steel and The Prom, Charles Melton from Riverdale, Kevin McHale from Glee, and Dyllon Burnside from Pose. All 4 have worked previously with Ryan Murphy, which explains why they're on this show, since he likes to keep things in the family. Alright, so back to these bros. These guys are pushing 30, which according to them in influencer years means you're basically 40 and washed up, so the only thing you can do to keep views is keep pushing the edge, pushing to the edge, pushing the buttons. The episode starts 5 days before Christmas, and Zin takes a page out of Logan Paul's guidebook and decides to camp out, and they wait under a bridge where they film a guy jumping to his death, and they post it like idiots. Barry's the voice of reason, trying to tell them they can't do that, but the rest of the guys, they only care about hitting 5 million subscribers. They don't give 2 Fs about what they're posting. The bros then hold this huge Christmas party at their house, and once again, Barry tries to talk Zin out of posting this video.
All it takes is one bad post. Look at Logan Paul or PewDiePie or Pat Star.
All those people are still doing their shit and they've got more subscribers than ever. You're living in ancient times.
Well, Zin then tells Barry that Barry has lost his mojo and needs to get it back. The video ends up being uploaded at the party where they premiere it, and of course, while the guys think this is the best thing since sliced bread, all the people at the party look disgusted and leave. Then the comments start rolling in, and obviously they are horrible, and as expected, the guys begin to lose subscribers by the second, as well as losing their sponsors, so they're starting to freak out. By the next morning, there's also petitions to even have their channel shut down, and the dead man's family is going to hold a press conference to denounce these guys. Well, what is Idiot Zin's solution? To do something bigger, or basically more offensive, to go gay, but not really. They call it going homosexual, like with your homies.
Hetero guys acting gay, saying gay shit, but all the time they're not gay. All you gotta do is say no homo after you do something, and then you're cool.
As expected, that goes horribly wrong, and they continue to lose even more subscribers.
Hey.
Barry then has an idea. He reminds the guys of how they got their start, the fun stuff they used to do before they became assholes, and he says they really need to get back to their roots. Just go out, have fun, and try stuff. We then get our first glimpse of our killer this episode as we see someone suiting up in Santa gear. Who knew Santa could be scary, right? Well, the bros then head to the mall where they decide to go check out Mall Santa, and what Barry thinks could be just guys being cool, having fun, maybe some wholesome content, ends up being completely the opposite. He should never have put his faith in these bros, because these douchebags sexually harass a woman working there, harass a little person, and to top it off, Zin tells all the kids that are waiting in line that Santa isn't real. Well, you know who that pisses off the most? Santa, who we see is played by none other than Danny Trejo. And if there's someone you do not want to piss off, it's pretty much most of the characters Danny Trejo has ever played. That man does make some good donuts and tacos. Well, Zin then continues to just piss this Santa off more by giving him a lap dance.
Thanks for not getting presents this year, boys.
You'll get what you deserve.
The guys are able to escape mall security, and later that night on Christmas Eve, they upload this video from the mall, and Barry again says this is not what he meant by getting back to their roots. which makes him and Wyatt get into a fight. Then the comments again start rolling in on this new video, and as expected, they're atrocious, and the guys continue to lose followers, and they all just continue to freak out. Wyatt decides to drink his problems away and goes out to the garage to get some more beer. And when he opens the fridge, he sees a GoPro taped to the back, and he looks pretty confused. Then Santa claims his first victim with this gnarly neck twirl break thing. I don't even know what you want to call it. While this is happening, Zin gets a call from Detective Gibbs of the LA Robbery and Homicide Department, who says that she needs the boys to come in the next morning to give a statement about this mall Santa that they got into an altercation with, because they think that this man actually is a killer, that he murdered the Santa that was supposed to work that mall event, and he's been doing it before. So we end up seeing that poor Santa who didn't make it to the mall chopped up and put in a big present box. So they basically need the boys' video to try to identify the killer. But also, isn't he in the boys' video that's already on the internet? Couldn't they have looked that up? That's besides the point. The boys think that this whole thing could just be a prank, you know? People don't like them right now. Maybe they're messing with them. They're all just kind of confused. And then their confusion grows even more when they see that a video gets uploaded to their account and none of them did it. So what is this video? It is the video of Wyatt being pretty much killed and turned into a pretzel. They think Wyatt's actually like pranking them, and they see that the viewers are responding very well to this video. They love it, mainly because they think it's not real and that it's like special effects horror stuff, and they're like, this is what we want to see. Well, Barry ends up deleting the video while Zin goes out to find Wyatt to kind of yell at him for this prank. When Zin opens the fridge, the GoPro is gone, and then he hears a sound. Meanwhile, back in the house, Barry and James see that the video of Wyatt has magically been re-uploaded, and now there's this comment with a link to an article called The Truth About Claus.
It's based on the ancient tales of the wild man. He was a pagan nature god, bringer of storm and fury and destruction, who wore animal skins and a hideous painted face. He was also a fierce hunter who punished those who were bad.
Interesting. So have we been doing this whole Santa Claus thing wrong this whole time? Maybe Santa's meant to be scary. Well, while they read the article, back outside, Zin sees Killer Santa walk up, thinking it's a joke, but Killer Santa starts beating the crap out of Zin with a club. Then he ties Zin up with a string of Christmas lights, shoves some ivy or something into his mouth, and tosses Zin into the pool, leading to another gnarly death, this time by electrocution. Now, James and Barry hear Zin scream, but they still think it's a prank until the electrocution happens, which causes all the power to go out. James decides it's finally time to call 911, but since they've had so many calls made about their house because of the noise and the parties and whatever, the cops don't actually believe that this is real, so they decide to send a car, but they're not marking it as an emergency, which means that the car's definitely not going to arrive in time and more people are going to die. When he hangs up, the video of Zin being thrown into the pool is uploaded, and now James and Wyatt are like, oh crap, this has to be real. Why would the boys be pranking us like this? So they'd attempt to escape the house before they're the next victims. Now, as they run outside to the getaway car, Killer Santa has turned into quite the marksman and shoots James in the hand and Barry in the thigh with his crossbow, and then nails James through the back of the neck, leaving Barry as the final boy. For now. Or should I say final bro. Barry manages to dodge the rest of Killer Santa's arrows and crawls back into the house, and he decides to leave a cry for help in the comments of the video, but of course no one believes him. You cry wolf too many times, it's not gonna help you. Then Santa starts pouring gasoline down the chimney, and Barry is freaking out until he sees something pop up on his computer. Yeah, Barry's so caught up in the joy of hitting 5 million subscribers, at this point he doesn't really care that the house is about to be lit on fire as well as him. He's like, we did it boys, but his boys are dead, and we then see him run out of the house on fire and jump into the pool. He runs pretty well for someone who basically couldn't move his leg. Maybe the adrenaline has gotten him out to the pool, but it doesn't help. The next morning, the detectives and emergency services arrive, and we see that all the members of the bro house have been chopped up into pieces and hung on the Christmas tree like ornaments. I think Zin's head is the tree topper there. And so we gotta wonder, what about Killer Santa? Well, the episode ends with him awaiting his next victim as he watches a drunk mall Santa get into his car. And thus ends the events of the Naughty List. Like I said, since this episode was making fun of influencers, it had a much more fun yet disturbing tone than the previous few episodes, and the acting, it was actually kind of meant to be cringy this time. Now though, we're just gonna have to wait to see if these three individual stories Maybe if they have something to do with each other, because they all have endings where killers are still on the loose. We got Ruby the Rubber Woman, she's still out and about. Chad and Kelly from the drive-in are still alive. Maybe they're fighting off this zombie apocalypse caused by Rabbit Rabbit. And now we got this killer Santa on the loose. So will the final story of this first season bring all these people together somehow? We're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you for this episode. I don't think there were any Easter eggs that lead back to the parent series. It's been a long time since I've watched all those seasons, so I might have missed something. So if I did, please leave those down in the comments. But let me know all your thoughts, theories, and whatever down below. What did you think of this episode compared to the previous 3? Do you think these supposed solo stories will end up linking together somehow? Which one's been your favorite so far? Let me know all your thoughts down below, and then after that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my recaps, my interviews, and other random things that I put up on this channel. Some of that which you can see right over here. As always, my name is Lisa. Thanks so much for listening to me ramble. I'll see you next time.